Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh When the Town. I'm Lou Gregory and here's what's coming up today. Football is back after the international break and Luton fight from 2 goals down to take a point in dramatic fashion away at Blackburn. What a weekend of football. It's well and truly back. And the man who got the 2 goals to spark the comeback, Luke Berry, we discuss him today. As it's his first start in a while, he's been injured for a bit of time as well. Is he the man to fill the KDH role? How much game time is he going to get this year? How good is he going to be for us? We'll discuss that. And as always today, Instagram questions, plenty more. Dave and Batara's with me. Evening, lads. How are we?
Yeah.
Not bad,
ecstatic,
not bad,
actually.
not bad.
It was what a way to end a game, eh? How great.
It was. Going into that game, I thought it was going to be a tough one. And it seemed after half an hour that it was just going to be a long day, didn't it?
I think the first thing is when you saw the team come up and you thought, what the bloody hell's going on there? Not realising at the time when I did read the team that what had gone on to make that team the starting team. So yeah, I think, and then to go 2 down, you just think that's it, done. Disappointing.
I always believed.
Did you?
Yeah. I said to you earlier, you might not believe me, but
Yeah.
always believed. Always.
I didn't.
Give up.
Not going to lie.
Basically, all I'm going to say is, on evidence of coming back last year to beat Sheffield Wednesday and Bristol City, that's all it takes for me, just to believe, boys. That's all it needs.
Do you reckon today I'm going to have belief in you
There we go.
being a bit closer to your mic, please, mate?
Yeah, but that's fine though, isn't it? Look at that, you can hear me. You don't want to hear me too loud because it's just ridiculous.
I bet when you're speaking, people are having to turn up their car volume.
Or probably turn it down. You never know.
We'll see. Let us know. If Bataro's not loud enough, can you just tweet us and let us know right now? Because we tell him this every week. Doesn't ever seem to listen. But anyway, 3-word reviews of Blackburn 2, Luton 2. Darren says Grand Theft Ewood.
Like that.
Kieran says Luke David Berry. Phil says never give in. Anthony, never say die. Carolina says clear red card. Will says Sluga saved us. Pete says teams like Luton. Francis, second ref better.
Well, the second ref was great, wasn't he? Let's be fair.
Should we start with talking about Carolina's comment of the clear red card, because this was quite early on in the game, weren't it? And it was a terrible tackle on Campbell, and it looks like he has potentially done some ligament damage, which I'm not sure how long that keeps you out for as a footballer, but I'm guessing quite a while.
Well, if he hasn't done any ligament or whatever injury or bone or whatever, then he's a very lucky man, because that was an absolutely disgraceful decision.
It's a potentially leg-breaking tackle. It was disgusting. When you see it back in slow-mo as well, it is literally more than 100% red card.
And it's one of those you can't even dispute either, because you know for a fact.
Well, unless you're the
everyone
Blackburn
knows,
manager, you can't dispute it.
He's a
Tony Mowbray is weird, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is odd.
He hates us. He hates the fact that he can't beat us. And more to the point, if he saw that as a clean tackle, then he should be red carded too. It was horrendous. It was potentially career finishing tackle.
Surely,
Terrible.
disgraceful.
his post-match comments, I think he surely made them without thinking or without seeing it back.
Well, he doesn't think anyway, does he? Whether he saw it back or not, he was right almost in front of it. Not a chance.
He's always
you
been
couldn't
the
see
same,
that.
though, hasn't he? Let's face it. He's made a few, I think, throwaway comments that about certain
Teams like Luton. He was the one who started it, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
I think he was. Yes, about to say to you last year, I think. Something like that, yeah. Or the year before, whatever it was. Yeah,
He was horrendous.
But no,
horrendous tackle. And,
He obviously twatted
and
in
more,
his go.
more shame on the bloody referee not seeing how serious that was or could have been. Campbell was lucky to get up and limp off.
Which might have potentially done him more damage as well, walking off the pitch. But look, either way, right, you cannot even say, in any right frame of mind, you cannot say that there's nothing wrong with that challenge. Even, is it Lenahan or whatever his name is, the guy smiles and laughs afterwards. Like, if that was me, right, personally, I'm sure you might all be the same. all right, might make you look a little bit more guilty, but go and see if the guy's all right, man. Do you know what I mean?
What's the referee seen there to give a yellow, though? Because he's seen something to give a yellow. So why in his head has he not, like, processed the red? Like, he's clearly seen the lunge. He's clearly seen the contact. So what is it that's made him go, oh, no, that's just a yellow? Like,
I'll tell you what it is. It's 10 minutes into the game. He's not settled in. He's not a very good referee to start with. And at 10 minutes in, he doesn't want to send anybody off. That's what it is.
As well.
Yeah, so, I think that's what it is. He really didn't want to send anybody off because it was so early in the game. Very rarely do you get a quick send-off. Very rarely. You know, it does happen, but very rarely. This guy wants to take control of the game. That was a dodgy tackle. I'm going to put my yellow card up. That's why he didn't send him off. He was incompetent to the nth degree by not sending the guy off. The lino could have had a good view of it, couldn't he?
Surely everyone's got a good
view.
It
was horrendous.
I mean, you can hear Campbell scream as well. The poor guy was screaming. As soon as the contact was made, I think within like a split second, you could hear him.
I mean, I sincerely hope it's not as bad as we all think it is, but it potentially could have killed that guy's career. Potentially.
If we're going to say kill that guy,
well, no, his career could be done.
Could have been if he would have broken his leg.
Mate, it's assault. In all fairness, it's assault.
It was just it was a very badly mistimed challenge, wasn't it? And he was just lucky to stay on the pitch, and he obviously plays a role in the goal as well. At the moment, we seem to be struggling with fielding our strongest 11, I would say, and I think that's fair to say. We're just struggling with players at the moment, aren't we? And it's just, I don't know. I said to you earlier, Bataro, just it'd be nice to go into a game at the moment playing an 11 we know we want to play. Yep. Not that, no disrespect to anyone else that's starting at the moment, but Nathan's had to change things like proper last minute, hasn't he?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is it. I think every single week we play football, every single game, I think we've had at least, 3, 4. I think for the start of the season, you're looking at like 6, 7. Even more recently, I think we were looking last week going after the national break. We've got everyone fit, barring maybe the odd couple that might need match fitness and whatever else. But it just seems to be like they drop like flies again. I mean, Musgrave coming out before the game. Obviously, Mendes Gomez going back in. Well, I say going back in, but you know what I mean. But obviously, Campbell coming off in the 7th or 8th minute or whatever it was.
Bell was injured.
Yeah, my Bell, obviously. Who else?
Adebayo missing.
Adebayo. These are 5 players that we didn't expect to be either injured or ill or getting injured on the day.
Or even Son. Obviously, Sonny comes on in the game, but even he's not starting at the moment. And it's just like, we went in that first 4 weeks of the season with makeshift back 4, and it's like we've said, like, our strongest team we've probably played is that first game against Peterborough, you'd probably say, and that's without recognising all centre halves, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I suppose, whatever way you look at it, yeah. But I mean, either way, I mean, it's like whatever team, don't get me wrong, we've got a strong team to put out. I mean, but at the moment, we're currently sitting in 12th place or whatever. It's 12th place, isn't it? Yeah. So look, at the moment, so far, so good. It comes to the end of the season, we look at ourselves and go, do you know what? We finished like 3 or 4 points short of last season. I think we need to take into consideration that we've had a lot of injuries, and do you know what? This is only the start of it. It's going to be a long season.
I would say when the team gets fit and you put your strongest 11
that's when
out,
you start.
We're going to improve quite a lot.
But is that going to happen anytime soon? Because at the moment, it doesn't.
Well, who knows? Who knows? I mean, the manager must be as frustrated as we are.
Well, no, of course,
because he must have a good idea of who he wants to start regularly.
But we need to be patient. Because at the same time, we can't judge on what's going on at the moment. I mean, when you've got, say, like 4 or 5 different players out every single week, it's hard to then look at it and go, "How we made progression."
Yeah, it is, and it's hard to sit there and.
At the moment, you can't really. At the moment, you can't really look at it and go, you know, we're better off than last season, because at the moment we haven't got a stable, steady squad. Yeah. For week in, week out.
We just haven't got that consistency in the squad at the moment either, have we? And it is like you said. I know in the podcast we've said judge us after 10 games, but even that now, you're looking at that. We're 6 games now. 1, 2 drawn, 2 lost, 2, and you think 4 more games is still probably going to be too early to tell how we are going to be for the rest of the season, because we haven't managed to string the same team out every week at the moment, have we? It's just been so disruptive. And then I kind of think as well, like when we go 2-0 down at the weekend, it's kind of like you just sit there and think, we're having to proper grind out results at the moment. We haven't got the squad out we clearly want to play every week. we are having to really grind to get these results.
Look, don't get me wrong as well. The thing is, right, like you say, it's correct what you say. Obviously, we all know it, but we're not going to be the only team in this situation this season. It will happen to a lot of teams, 100% with COVID, injuries, obviously, and whatever else. Obviously, you know, the way the world is now. But yeah, it's not going to just affect us. But look, obviously, we don't care about anyone else. We care about ourselves, like I say. But it's starting to get to a point now when after 6 games, for example, are we going to have a fit squad after 10, 12, 15 games? Are we going, do you know what I mean? How many people are going to drop it after that?
To be fair, I'd rather have all these injuries now than
of course.
halfway till the end of the season, you know, and then they start coming. So you've got your settled team, and suddenly it gets disrupted all of the time.
Yeah,
I'd rather have it at the beginning rather than the end. So
you know what you're working with as well.
Yeah,
of course.
Well.
Yeah, of course.
By the time you get to the end, you'll know your squad inside out, hopefully, and things will go away.
And we might learn as well, learn how to play with these in these certain situations, what players will play there, can they play in this certain area, can they do this, can they do a different job? You'll find out. It's probably not a bad thing in certain things, but obviously, like, we need a fit squad back, but we're not really the only team in this situation.
You probably look at the team we even fielded on Saturday: Slugabury, Potts, Naismith, Cornick, Burke, Pelly, Campbell, obviously Mendes Gomez in for Musgrave, Osho and Jerome. And you look at that and you think, you compare that to maybe the squad we not come up with, but under Graham Jones, I saw someone tweet the other day saying this was our team at Reading away in November 2019 or something. And you look at it and you compare that team to the team we have here, which at the moment you probably say is missing 4 players. And it's like, this team's probably stronger than that. But
yeah, no, 100%. Of course it is. I mean, I think it's a more athleticism all round around the club nowadays. Whereas, like, you know, no disrespect to what we had 2 years ago or whatever. It feels weird saying 2 years ago. It probably was about it, wasn't it?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
That's how years work, mate.
It's progression, though, isn't it? That's exactly what you're. That's what you're looking for.
Come on, man.
It's progression. You want your team to improve in this fashion. You want to be saying things like this, and you want to be looking at your team going, "Wow, we literally, you know, taking it to the next level," because that's where we want to be, right?
I tell you where we haven't taken it to the next level in at the moment is conceding silly goals.
Yeah.
Some of these goals are so avoidable, aren't they? This first goal from Blackburn, the one that's kind of deflected into Dolan's pass.
I think that's a bit unlucky.
Yeah,
I think that's unlucky. It just hit him and it fell to their player. I think that's unlucky.
Thing is, if he gets in the way of that, right, obviously, set goes off Potts and then goes to Dolan or whatever his name is. So if it hits Potts any other day of the week and it goes the other way, and it flicks off in the other direction or whatever else, it's, you know,
I think he was unlucky.
Different.
Yeah.
You sit there going, yeah, fair play, great positioning. But like I say, unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But no, the second goal for me was
horrendous,
absolute shocker.
Pickering on that left-hand
Shocking
side.
goal.
I don't know who doesn't follow the man. Is it Bree who doesn't follow the man? I can't quite remember.
Burke, maybe, I don't know. I know Burke was backtracking. Obviously, you had Bree as well.
I think it might have been Burke, actually, because I remember looking at the highlights again, thinking Burke looked like he was on his heels a bit there. He wasn't. You kind of see the Pickering has a bit of a yard on him on that run.
He didn't react quick enough.
And then Bree pulls out, obviously, because he probably gets away a penalty. If he gets too close, he gets away a penalty. So, yeah, look. But no, look, I mean, unfortunately, like I say, they had 2 shots, scored 2 goals. That was really how it was. It wasn't like we were dog shy. We weren't, I'm not saying we were great. We weren't that bad either. I mean, I think the first half, the whole game as a general, I think it was fairly even. It was a poor game. In my eyes, it was a very poor game. I couldn't see much quality in there, do you know what I mean? But look, it's just them key moments, and you need to pick up your man, you need to sort of, like, you know, win the ball back, and you don't switch off. Unfortunately, we switched off. We looked like we were a little bit short sometimes of tactical knowledge.
So on Saturday, what was for you, Bataro, the turning point?
The turning point was when Bradley came off the bench, mate, I'll be honest. Bradley and Berry, the 2 boys, the double Bs. I mean, come on.
The double Bs.
Yeah, look.
What impressed you about Bradley? Obviously, I know how much of a Bradley fan you are. For him coming back into that squad, into that team.
Unreal. Dave, you said
I just said earlier, when Bradley walked on and came on, I think he just took control. He took control of the team, I felt he took control of the team.
Gives you a confidence.
Yeah, absolutely gave you confidence. And I think things changed when he came on. And I was pleased to see him back in there. He's a very strong defender, isn't he? A very strong defender. Brilliant. And possibly he just give a little bit of a boost to the team. That's how I looked at it.
I mean, you don't always see the guy screaming at people like, do this, do that. He subtly does it. And also, he takes control. He wants the ball. If you want to go backwards, get to Bradley. He'll spray the ball. He don't care. He's not going to lose the ball. He won't panic either. Whereas a lot of our defenders, they panic. Even Naismith, I like Naismith sometimes, he plays centre-half. Not always great at it. But look how many times we hoofed the ball. When Sonny came on, we did not hoof the ball. All right, occasionally we did. We went long a few times and whatever else, but which ultimately led to the goal, the equalising goal as well. But look, it was just more of a, you give me the ball, I'll give you back the ball. We'll move them up the pitch a little bit. And you watch the back line; they progressively got further up the pitch.
I just feel if the team are anything like the fans, and I speak for me obviously, and hopefully other people, but when Sonny comes on, when he's on the pitch, you just feel actually he's going to be solid most of the time, and I think we've missed that.
Yeah, agreed.
We did have a goal disallowed from Cameron Jerome. It was a header, kind of looped over the keeper a bit. Looked like it was given for that push. I read initially that it was done for offside, but I think it was the push in the back, wasn't it?
The push, the little touch in the back, yeah.
It was soft, but
I understand. I can understand.
I can. Yeah. I was going to say, if that was against us, we'd all be calling for that to be disallowed. It was. You can see the arms in the back, and it's soft, but
would they have given a penalty if it was the other way around?
No, probably not.
No, of course not.
This is obviously where it comes into it.
He had enough contact to go down, so he went down and gets a free kick. But if it was the other way round, the ref would just book our player for diving.
I think the thing that spoke volumes in this certain situation was the fact that when obviously the goal was disallowed, Jerome didn't go mad. He kind of went, "Oh, fuck's sake," do you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, why did I do that?" I think he knew in his own mind. He didn't
push. He put his hands out. He didn't push him. It
wasn't much. No, Dave, look, I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying it was. I'm not. Look,
you can't put your arms in a player's back.
I think he knew.
There's another thing that really peeves me off when we talk about that. So you can't put a player in the arms of a player's back. But you know what? When you're defending, you can put your arms around him almost and snog him. And still not get booked for it. So
know what Dave dreams of?
Trust you. Yeah,
I don't dream of that. But you know what I'm trying to say? You can put your arms all around a player. The defenders do it all the time. They wrap their arms around them. That's not a foul. But as soon as you pat them on the back, they can fall over it. No, you see, that's wrong, isn't it?
No, look, I totally agree with what you're saying, Dave, in all fairness. But from Jerome's reaction, he kind of did sort of go, "Oh, fuck's sake, I know what I've done there," kind of thing. It sounds bad. I sat there watching it today. I watched that same clip back about 7 or 8 times because I couldn't see the foul at first. The more I watched it, the more I thought, do you know what? If someone did that to me, I probably would go down. But then I'd probably sound like a knob because on certain occasions I think you should be able to go for it. But no, look.
But there's the inconsistencies that we've already said. There's inconsistencies. And I know if they had VAR, we'd all moan about the VAR decision. However, if that's the opposite way round and Jerome goes down and tough at the back, the referee waves it on. Mm-hmm. He waves it on.
But no, like you said though, you were right in saying if that was the other way around and that was a foul,
it wouldn't be a pen.
They
wouldn't give it.
Exactly. No, they never would.
So just on the disallowed goal. Thanks, Batari. And the potential red card that should have been given. And obviously, this is always a subject that gets a lot of. I'm going to talk about VAR, but now it's been in our game for 3 years now, is it? VAR's been around, maybe 4 if we're counting the World Cup and stuff. But is it time for the VAR to come to the Championship?
No. No way.
I think
it'll benefit us sometimes. It will not benefit sometimes.
If you look at the way it's been operated in the Premier League this season, it seems to have been a bit better. But as a fan at the stadium, for me, you don't get enough. If you're going to show it like they do in rugby, show it like they do it with cricket. You see what goes on.
Is that really such an issue?
Yeah, it is. I'm paying my money to see a game. Everybody who's watching it on iFollow or on the TV all around the world, they can see exactly what they're reviewing, and you get possible offside come up on the thing.
So here's a question for you then. Why would that matter? Say 10 minutes into this game where Campbell's leg nearly breaks.
Because I'd like to see what they're discussing.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather... Wouldn't you just rather that just come up on the big screen saying checking possible red card? Because you've seen the tackle down there. and you know the game stopped. He's already been booked.
So with leg breaking tackles, yeah, I agree.
But then
things
you can
like
say the
goal
same thing,
reviews
though.
and offside reviews, why can't you see what they're looking at? Why can't you see the decision? After they've even made a decision, do they show it? No. They don't show it. Do they show it where you work? Do they? No, they don't.
They did in a pre-season friendly, actually.
Yeah, but not in the league games. So if you're paying your money, it doesn't matter how much you're paying. You're going to pay 30, 40, 50 quid to go and see a game. And then you can't see the bits everyone else can see and then the vital decisions. This is a VAR thing. I don't think that's right on the fans that pay and go every week. I literally don't.
So the only problem with VAR for you is that you can't see the decision being made.
They don't get it right all the time, but they're thinking about other things than the people that, the VAR for me is made for TV. That's how I look at it. And sometimes I think we're better off without it. Have some controversial things and something to talk about. VAR was meant to kill this. VAR was meant to kill this exact conversation we're having right now, and it still hasn't done that, and it never will.
Like you say there, like obviously controversy as well, obviously in the game, but you do kind of need talking points in football. I think sometimes the flow of the game is deterred by the fact of you might have a certain decision that might not have gone your way, then the players more up for it. I think that does sway certain positions in games. Whereas, like, say for example, on Saturday, the game became rather filthy, shall I say? You know what I mean?
Why did you say it like that?
Rather filthy. You know what I mean? But no, it did. It became quite dirty in the end, and it was quite an aggressive game. I think you sometimes you want to see that.
Imagine the ecstasy.
You think everything's right is going by VAR, right? Everything's stop, start. The flow of the game is killed. Whereas, like, you don't have that. All right, I know what you're saying. It swings around about at the end of the day. Like, some people hate that expression, but it swings around. It really is. And for example, like, you might, just hypothetically speaking, you might want it to be checked and whatever else. You might want the game to be stopped for 2 or 3 minutes. I don't. I'm sure you don't want it to be stopped for 2 or 3 minutes.
I think the
game gets killed when it gets stopped.
The best bit of technology they brought into football is goal line technology, because
that's great.
That's
great.
That's yes
it's
or no.
Instant. There you go.
Yeah, it's
done.
yes or no.
That's
so, the problem I have with VAR is I want to see what's going on when I'm at the stadium, especially when I've paid, and I want them to make correct decisions based on correct lines being drawn if they're going to do it. But why, the rest of the world can see it, show it in the stadiums as well, and then we can all be controversial still, can't we?
That's the whole point of football sometimes. Controversial decisions and like certain things that don't sway in people's favour and whatever. It creates discussion points.
I don't know if this was allowed, but I know you said, at my workplace, do I get to see it on the big screen? Yeah. Didn't the West Ham Leicester game, they put up on the big screen because that player got sent off for Leicester for that tackle, and they put that up on the big screen, and the whole stadium saw that.
Why not? And why not? They were there. They deserved to see it. The rest of the world saw that.
So what you saying?
Yet the people that paid couldn't see it.
You don't agree with them showing it on the big
screen?
No,
I feel they should. I just don't think
so you're agreeing
allowed,
with it. They're not allowed, but you're agreeing with what I'm saying. The rest of the world could see it. All the TV could see it.
But the thing is, I don't think that's enough of the thing to make me sit there and go, for that reason, I don't want it. I don't think it would bother me that much. I would rather Campbell down for an extra minute whilst they go, yeah, that's a definite red card, and send off the player.
Fine. Okay, 98th minute equaliser or 98th minute winner, and then you have to wait 3 minutes to celebrate it because they have to check it. How does that make you feel? It takes the whole ecstasy of the game away from you.
3 or 4 times in the match sometimes as well.
Anyway, why are we talking about VAR?
But no, that's what I'm saying. But also, before we come off this topic, what I'm going to say is, from my point of view, mine's completely different to what you guys are saying, right? Mine is, I don't like VAR for the simple fact of it kills the game. I want to see a fast-flowing game, and if there is a controversial decision or whatever, all right, it might be against you, it might be for you, it doesn't matter. But what I want to see is, I want to see the game go ahead, and I want to see people getting mad and angry. I want to see a bit more spirit in the game, a bit more spirit in the tackle when you're going for a tackle. It might end up in a different way. All right, your player might get sent off because he's getting mad, but do you know what? I love that. The whole thing about football is just living in the moment.
But it's here to stay. So, at the end of the day, it's not going anywhere.
Maybe instead of asking you guys about VAR, we should have just said, is it about time we had referees that actually can just referee a game and get correct?
Actually run, exactly. Not fat as fuck.
I mean, we're all to be fair though, we're all good referees in the stadium, aren't we? Let's be fair. We all love to be a bit of a ref, but that guy was diabolical.
We need to move on. Batara, you always one to admit that if Pelly has a good game, you'll admit it.
Yeah.
And he did, didn't he?
I come straight away to you and say, you had a fantastic game on Saturday. I thought he was brilliant. Straight away, I told you, before we even said anything, I told you.
You did.
Mate, the thing is, this is the thing with Pelly. Do you know what makes me happy as well when he's playing a more advanced position? Because he cannot play in a defensive role because he's shit at it. Playing further forward, he does a job. How many times have we got to say it? And look how good he was. He had a free roam, mate. He literally was, I don't know, I think it was a free behind Jerome maybe? He played like a kind of a number 10 role or like a free role in that midfield position, more advanced, with Osho holding. If you put him in that position, fuck me, it's great, isn't it? But don't put him holding midfield. But look, we're going to see it at some point. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you make mistakes. The whole team make mistakes. We look quite far apart at times. But do you know what? Fair play to him.
He played a role in both the goals as well. The cross for Berry's tap in and the long ball forward in that 98th minute. But it's like I said, he's getting in them positions, and that's where we want Pelly, innit? We want Pelly around that box, creating chances. And
do you remember a few years ago I used to say to you, I'd rather see Pelly play attack like a left or a right attacking midfield. I used to say, I'm pretty sure when we first started doing podcasts, you say that left to right attacking midfield. Because give him a free role, he can run at people. Give him more freedom to attack.
The cross for Berry's first goal.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on it. It sort of reminded me, that goal sort of, in a way, reminded me of the last minute Steen goal at Wembley. I don't know why. He didn't connect with it as good as Steen did there, but it was a decent strike. A decent cross for a goal. I mean, I suppose a little bit lucky it went in, but he was there, and I thought he did really well. I thought he did really, really well.
I know, he was fantastic. He took control as well. Yeah. In certain situations, he got himself into a situation. All right, sometimes he didn't pull it off. But I tell you what, compared to the rest of the boys, he made a case. He made a statement. He really did. And that's what I want him to do. Instead of hiding all the time and, playing shit passes and losing the ball, whatever, go and get yourself involved. Go and attack with the ball. Go and drive at people. I don't care if you lose the ball and you're fucking driving like 20 yards of the ball, whatever. Just go and get it and take control. If you want to be a character, we know he's a character in the dressing room and whatever else. Yeah. Everyone said it. Doesn't take us to like go, oh yeah, we've got a spy cams. We haven't clearly got spy cams in the dressing room, but we know because what everyone says. It'd be quite weird as well, wouldn't it? But what I'm saying is...
It'd be very weird if you did, actually, mate.
What I'm saying is, we know this guy's got personality and character. Go and show it on the pitch. Don't sit there giving all this shite and, walking around like however you do. Just go and prove it. And he does prove it in certain situations. And I'll tell you what, Saturday, I could not fault him.
Well, that's what we like to hear.
No, I couldn't fault him. Mate, he lost the ball a few times. Couldn't fault that. I don't give a fuck. He done more right. He done more positive. If you're being positive with the ball, then you deserve to make it. Like, not deserve, sorry. You can afford to make a mistake. Yeah. And you deserve all the credit you get.
Hey, second half, the whole team stepped up, to be fair.
Well, one man who definitely stepped up, I want to talk about today, is Luke Berry. So before we chat about the 2 goals and stuff, producer Jacob's done a stat for us here.
Has he?
Oh, here we go.
I think it's wrong.
Oh, don't say it then.
Oh, I'm going to say it anyway.
No, don't.
So producer Jacob's put here, Luton have won 2 of their last 3 visits to Ewood Park, which
2 or 3
can't be true because
we haven't, because
we drew this year, lost last year, and won. So that's 1 win, 1 draw,
2-1, lost 1-0, and then drew 2.
He didn't mean that. Yeah. What he should have said was, our bloody goalkeeper was absolutely shit hot.
Oh, we didn't even speak about Sluga, have we?
No, he was so. You've got to speak about Sluga.
We're running out of time here.
I know, but you can't ignore.
How good was Sluga's saves of the weekend? My God, this keeper is
world class saves. World class saves.
That one at the end as well from Gallagher through 1-on-1 to goal. Oh my word! And then Osho's block to follow it up with.
Unbelievable.
Just as good.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my Lord.
And that spurs you on, doesn't it? That spurs you on to get the equaliser.
They're big saves.
Sluga was fantastic.
Big saves, and they're the saves you need to when you are looking to get back into a game that you're 2-0 down in. That one from Brereton, is that how you say it?
What, you mean Brereton Davis, as Simon Pitts likes to call him?
Brereton Diaz.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Where's this Diaz? Diaz has just come, he's just put that on for Bants, isn't he? Because he plays for Chile now.
Yeah, he's the fair play to him, I suppose. But yeah.
Sluga made some unbelievable saves and really, really crucial saves. Is he probably one of the best goalkeepers we've had for a long, long time? And he's really, really got into the role.
He's
Love
an angry
it.
man as well. I
It's a
love
bit
it.
like
I mean,
when,
you just applaud him for those saves, and
I was going to say when De Gea joined United and he kind of had that like rough start, didn't he? And it was making a few errors and maybe getting up to speed with English football. And then he like had them years where he was unreal.
I just think it's pressure sometimes. I don't even know if it's the speed of the game. I don't believe in the speed of the game. Obviously, I don't get it wrong. It might be, but for me, it was just the confidence thing for him. He came in wanting to prove it so hard and try so hard. He made mistakes.
he's certainly settled in now.
Yeah.
And
he's just doing the basics right now. That's what it is.
Yeah, but
stands big.
some of the standards of the saves on Saturday were amazing.
And that one like, at the end, obviously, like
One
I
at
said,
the end,
before
yeah.
the Osho block. Oh
Unreal.
My word. I don't know how the fuck he saved that. He stuck his. It looked like he was. I don't know, like flubber a little bit, didn't he? A little bit elasticy. Bang,
Flubber.
there you go. Right leg's going out there. Right hand's going up there.
No, he did.
It looks about 25
Unreal.
foot.
It's
tall at one
nice.
point.
It's nice to now to feel that about him, though, isn't it? It's nice to think that you have a keeper that you can sort of rely on.
Mad.
Hey, sorry about that.
Well,
it's true.
We had to focus on Sluga for a bit there. Luke Berry today, the man who came on and made all the difference at the weekend with the 2 goals. Do you think he's the man to fill the KDH role? And how did you rate his performance on Saturday? Let's talk about that equalising goal first of all, because it was a great ball in from Pelly. It was a brilliant knockdown from Jerome. And I think that first touch from Berry is world class. Like, it's a world class touch from Berry. A brilliant
Vital
finish.
touch.
It was a brilliant goal, wasn't it?
All
I think it's an
round.
underrated goal because
All-
it does. You could look at that goal and go, "Oh, they've just punted it in and got a knockdown." But it's just so much more than that, isn't it? Every touch is perfect in that situation.
That's the kind of goal that, certain fans, like my mate Pat would say, he's a West Ham fan, he hates Burnley, would go, that's a fucking Burnley goal, that is. But do you know what?
Don't
In
underestimate.
football, you need goals like that.
Don't
Great
underestimate that header back from Jerome. It was spot on perfect. But the way that Berry then picked it up, one touch then in, was amazing. Yeah, it was a really good goal. Really good and really crucial and really well deserved.
That touch from him on his chest as well is it's the
unbelievable.
one that gets it
To the place where
enough out of his feet to get the shot away, but not enough that it gets cleared. And it's like, it was just perfect. And to be fair to Luke Berry, he's come back and fans have probably questioned him. Maybe I've questioned him at the start of the season.
We won't go there.
But he's stepped up, hasn't he? He's stepped up and he's gone, you know what? I am here to fight for a spot in this team. I'm not done yet.
Did we really think that he would be gone, though, in all fairness? Like, what my position on this is? I think we said it maybe pre-season or whatever else. Luke Berry, for me, is one of the better midfielders we have. I'm not saying athletically good, but I'm saying intelligently good. The guy off the ball, on the ball, fantastic. He hasn't got the legs, no, admittedly, but I tell you what, he'll peel off, he'll drop off, and he'll make it difficult for people in midfield. You watch him off the ball, he's incredible. And even on the ball, he's so calm.
I think for me, with all the new signings, and potential loanees that we may have got in, you'd have thought this is it for Berry. That's what I would have thought. But actually, I'm glad we still got him.
Do you know what? I can honestly say this. You can probably go back like however many podcasts. I've never said that. I've always backed him. I have.
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be here. I just felt that there was a natural progression for the team that he would not get in it as much. And then he goes, you know what, I want to play more, I want to leave. But you know what, he stuck by it. And he was really good, though.
What made people say this, though, about his, obviously, like you say, natural
Well, I
progression,
think personally...
Is it because his physicality, would you say?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I think people looking and think he's a little bit too small.
And you want someone to... I mean, do you see him staying on 90 minutes every week? No. True, right?
Maybe it's just that last year you go from having Dewsbury Hall in that position, and it's like people maybe thought that if you had to choose between Dewsbury Hall and Berry, you probably do go for Dewsbury Hall there, don't you?
Yeah. Admittedly, no, I'm not disagreeing that. But then you could say the same thing about Pelly or Dewsbury Hall or Campbell or Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall was a different breed of animal that we had. We had a midfielder like him for a long, long time, albeit he wasn't our player. But you name me a player that
he was amazing, wasn't he?
He was incredible. We know you love Dewsbury Hall as well. Obviously, everyone loves him, but Mr. Fucking.
But Berry is our.
but
the Berry is our player, and that's the
just
thing.
give me a like.
But Luke Berry is our player.
Yeah.
And we know what he's capable of.
Mate, we've had him for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, we know what he's capable of. Was the Championship a step too far? Absolutely not now. You can see that he can
don't
play.
think
But I
it
don't.
was, though.
No, but I don't
even
think
last
I
season,
don't.
the season before
But
it,
I
mate.
don't see him as a 90-minute player. I don't see him coming on. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't see him coming on and
will.
being. Well, I hope he does. I mean, for the end of the day, I want Luton to be the best they can be.
Yeah, no,
and
of
if
course,
Berry's
of course.
and Berry comes on and becomes a superstar, fantastic. Let's
Can
go
I
with
just
it.
say that every time I've always said this. It's nothing new. I've always said this, and like I said, you can go back. But for me, Berry was so underrated as a central midfielder for us. Even in the first year of the Championship, second season, even last season, I thought he was excellent. When Jones come back in, he put Berry back in there. The guy was incredible. He went off the radar a little bit.
I've never disliked him. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I don't see him as a 90-minute player.
Do you see him filling the role of Dewsbury Hall that he
No one
left?
can really feel that role because it's a different kind of player, so no.
No.
I see Luke Berry as a number 10, was a free-roaming midfielder. Someone who will get back. Not quite a box-to-box because he's not powerful enough, but someone who put himself about.
Yeah.
He's got natural fitness. He's good on the ball. He's good at reading the game as well. He won't chase down.
Actually, he is good on the ball,
Very
and,
good on the ball.
he knows where to.
I'll tell you
to
what,
be,
the
I
bloke will
suppose.
jump as well. He's not scared of people. He'll jump with you.
No, I like him.
Well, here's what you guys said about Luke Berry from the weekend, and if he will fill that KDH role. Roger says, Berry is a bloody nuisance if you're playing against him. We should use him much more than we do. He always seems to evade being marked. Again, as everyone else says, he's not KDH, and we need to utilise the players we have, not concern ourselves about players we haven't got. Darren says, Berry has always been a good, solid player for us. I find it really insulting when some of our fan base just claim he is not up to this standard and should be shipped out. Good player.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to that one then, Dave?
No, I didn't say he should be shipped out. I didn't say that at all. I said I really like him. I don't see him as a 90-minute player. That's not saying he should be shipped out. I said also just then that, given the restructure of the team with all the new signings, is he going to be a number one pick? Probably not. That's what I said.
Would you say for certain games he will be picked and certain games he will not be picked?
Well, maybe.
In certain formations?
Maybe so. But I'm not dismissing him as a player, am I? So,
I guess one thing we always do have with Luke Berry, and it's like, there was that season for Cambridge where he scored like 15 league goals or something and had similar assists. And it's like, he knows how to score goals. And seeing Saturday that it is maybe, if he does get that run in the team again,
he puts in a good performance.
and he's fitter than ever.
Yeah.
What is it now? 16, 17 goals in 112, 18, 20 appearances? I don't know. Around about 120 appearances anyway. So it's 1 in 6 roughly.
He is a good
That's not
player.
bad going.
So if I can reply to Darren, I'd say, yes, he is a good player. Don't be insulted by my words. And it has been solid when he plays, and he plays really well. Fantastic.
Brian says, always rated him, should be a regular starter and has the ability to lose a marker, something to be exploited when opposition defenders concentrate heavily on our quicker forwards.
That's what I meant by off the ball, losing your marker. The guy is so good at it. Honestly, that is perfect. What he said that. No, honestly, watch him off the ball. And that sounds really sad sometimes, right? I have too much time on my hands at work. I don't do nothing. I do not do anything right. But I'll sit there and I'll sometimes go back. I'll skip back a couple of minutes and go, watch his face play again. No word of lie, mate. This guy, he finds himself little pockets of space because he knows he can't battle with people. He's not the strongest in the world. Don't get me wrong, he'll get stuck in if he has to. But he knows what his strengths are and he uses his strengths. And he'll never, ever go into something he's not comfortable with.
Yeah.
Which I think works for us because when you've got...
And he's got a chance now, though.
So,
He's got a chance with the injuries we've got. He's got a chance, hasn't he?
He's going to be vital for us this season, 100%.
Chris says, can't be compared to KDH in playing style nor quality, but he's a very good box-to-box midfielder with a lot of fight and eye for a pass and a goal. Compared with our other midfielders, there's no reason he shouldn't be starting. In fact, he, Osho and Lansbury could be a decent 3 in there. Dave says, don't think anyone feels the KDH role, so no, that being said, it was a fantastic contribution, even more so considering it was his first minutes of the season. With Campbell presumably out for a while, it's definitely got a big chance to stake a claim for a regular place.
There you go.
And Gary says, respectfully to Berry, he's not KDH, but is effective and hard-working. I think Nathan is unsure of his best midfield, but it might be due to injuries. A combo of Osho, Lansbury, Pelly and Berry might be good for Wednesday.
Well, let's hope.
Let's hope you not put them all in there.
Does he start now then Wednesday?
Well, that's what I was saying. If we play all of those, then 4 on Tuesday.
Wednesday,
sorry. That's what I meant. Fucking hell. Get ahead of myself here. But
Well, technically, you was behind yourself.
behind yourself, mate. Yeah, fucking hell.
There you go. Let's just quickly. Steve said, "Does Berry start against Bristol City?" That was an Instagram question.
Yes.
So I'll beat you to it, Steve.
Steve.
It says Steve.
I thought he was called me Steve. He's pointing at me. He said Steve there.
No, well, no,
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I think he probably will.
Yeah.
There you go.
Number 10 role.
Are we on Instagram questions now?
Yeah, we just moved on very quickly there. But no, but fair play to Luke Berry coming in, 2 goals, 98th minute, limbs in the away end.
Gets
And
himself tangled, didn't he, as well?
yeah,
What a celebration, tripping over his own feet and cable. Love it.
seems like it's tough at the moment on the squad with all these injuries. And I think Nathan Jones even said people are coming down with illnesses. I don't know if that's COVID or colds or flus or whatever, but
Could be anything, couldn't it, really?
it's not. It seems to be quite tough around there at the moment. And our fixture list, you look at it. Look, Phil said here in our next 3 fixtures, how many points can we get? Bristol City away, Swansea at home, Bournemouth away.
Okay, I'm going to go with
6.
the minimum of 6.
They're
How
3
many?
tough fixtures, though.
Technically, how many can we get? 9, because that's the truth. How many will we get? I'd be happy with.
I tell you,
I'd be happy with 5.
I'll tell you what, as long as we beat Swansea at home and don't lose the other 2, I'll be happy. Do you
Yeah,
know what?
exactly,
Forget
that's-
the Bournemouth game. If we can beat Swansea and maybe grab a late winner or something against Bristol City, that'd be great. I'd happily take a defeat at Bournemouth for them.
No.
6 points before that.
I'll give you that, but I don't want to lose at
But
Bournemouth.
we are going there, so yeah.
I don't want to lose at Bournemouth.
Well, clearly not, though, because we're going there. We don't want to,
I wish I could be going to Bristol City, but unfortunately, I am working again.
I'm in Dublin.
You're in Dublin, aren't you?
I might just tune in.
What's my excuse? Oh, yeah, my holiday's been fucking locked at work. They won't let me have it off. And then I go sick. They know I'm on the...
On the piss at Bristol City.
Exactly. So I'll probably get sacked. Although I might still do it.
I'm just going to tune in from Dublin.
I'll let you know if I go.
I get to go to Luton on Saturday for the first time, right? This is Saturday will be my first league game in the stands as a fan at home
How long?
since we drew 2-2 against AFC Wimbledon in the League One title winning season.
Let's be fair though. Let's just remind everybody. Actually, you did work for the team.
Yeah.
And you did work at the ground. So you was in the ground for.
I was in the ground for
games.
championship games, but I was working, so it's not the same. I've not been in that stadium as a fan in
Anyway.
like 3 years, and I can't wait to be back.
No, it's going to be fun.
I can wait.
It's early start in the pub as well, isn't it? Let's be fair. Should be good.
So
We'll,
excited
we'll send our table number out. You can all send us a drink. I'm not allowed to say
You
that.
say no?
No, yeah, because I'm a lightweight. I only need 2.
Yeah, but that's fine, mate. You can have 2 half lager shandies. That's fine. And you can have another 2 later on. We'll treat
Yeah,
you.
I'll be scared of. Yeah, I'm such a lightweight. Anyway,
know.
enough about me being a lightweight. Thanks so much to everyone who voted us for the Football Content Awards. Voting's now closed for that, and I think we'll find out in October
Really?
with one.
That's a long time.
Well, it's my birthday on the
So
10th of October, so,
Are we going to the
happens
award
then.
ceremony?
no,
Why?
because it's like £160 a ticket,
Yeah.
and we're not paying that.
Okay.
Lads,
Well, I'll go on my own.
Sagittarius.
If we win, I'll go on my own and claim it. How about
That's fine.
that?
there's something to tell you.
What?
I'm just wanting a large sum of money. I'm taking you all there.
Okay, good.
I love the last 3 minutes of our podcast. We all just ramble and talk rubbish for a minute, but
Can we?
talk rubbish? How do you know I want a large sum of money?
Can I put in a special request? Can we that last one we didn't talk about there on that instant? Can we hold that over so I can give it some thought?
yes.
Thank you.
Right, that's all we got time for today.
He always says that at the end, doesn't he?
That's all we've got time.
Well, it is. Look, we're 4 minutes over schedule now.
Dave, you ever noticed that it's always when you're going on, he goes, that's all
Yeah,
we've got
I
for
know,
time for
I know.
today."
It's because you two start talking annoying. I was just going to lower your mics anyway. Can't hear you now. That's all we've got time for today. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Go get us on YouTube at When the Town. Rate us 5 stars on iTunes. We shall
It's on.
see you next week.
It's on.
Oh, it is? Oh, brilliant. And your wall goes too. Fuck, I got over here.
Oh God! Can we not swear like that, please?
Sorry, that's
Apologise.
so- apologies. No,
Okay.
just get rid of that bit.
No,
No,
thank
just
you.
Edit out, Greg's. Come on, man.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.